Hi, it's Mr. T here. In this video we're going to go over how to use a pipette safely to transfer a certain volume of liquid from a container into a conical flask. So the volume of liquid that's transferred from a pipette is called an aliquot, and we're going to go over how to do that now. Right, so first we're going to take some sort of pipette filler. It may look like the one shown in the diagram here, or it may be more of a bulb that you squeeze to produce the vacuum that's going to suck up the liquid. So this pipette filler has a wee dial that you move and produces the vacuum to suck up the liquid. Now the first thing we have to do is place the pipette, this is the long thin glass tube, into the pipette filler. Now there's a technique here you need to make sure you do so that you will ensure that you're not going to cause serious injury. So if you grab the pipette at the bottom where the cross is, or say just above the bulb where the cross is, and then attempt to push the pipette filler into the top of the pipette, if you aren't applying the force directly down the line of a pipette, you can break the long thin piece of glass, and that long piece of glass can then, broken glass, easily, because you've broken it and you were pushing it, be pushed through your palm or your arm. The glass is incredibly sharp and will just make a hole or an incision, producing a serious injury. So whenever we insert the pipette into the pipette filler, we need to make sure that we attach it right near where we're going to put it in. So we grab these two places here as shown in the diagram. So you just apply enough force for the pipette to go in. Don't push it in too far that it's going to be hard to take the pipette out. Okay, so once we've done that, the next step that we have to do is to rinse the pipette with the solution we're going to be transferring. So we take the solution that we are going to use in our titration, that we're going to say pipette up 10 mils. We take about a third, we suck up into the pipette about a third full of the solution. Then we take the pipette and we put it on its side, and we rotate it so the whole inside of the glass is coated with the solution that we are going to be transferring to our conical flask. So we rotate this around, and then we discard this into a discard container or a piece of glassware that will keep all the discarded solutions. When we rinse the inside of the pipette with the solution we're going to transfer, we are ensuring that there is nothing left in the pipette from previous use that is either going to dilute the solution and make its concentration less than what we think it is, or is going to contaminate it with something else that has previously been in the pipette. Right, so when we're actually going to carry out the pipetting and do the transfer, we need to do the following. So the first thing is we are going to start to move the dial and suck up the solution until it's above the line on the pipette. So we have the etched line on the neck. We're going to keep going. So if we want to do the most accurate transfer that we can with this type of apparatus, I would actually suck it up to well above the etched line, but still below where it's attached. Then I remove the pipette filler from the top of the pipette, and I place my finger or my thumb on the top of the pipette. Now this will stop the liquid from falling down the pipette. Okay, so I've now got my forefinger on top of that pipette, so none of the liquid is going to fall down, and I'm ready to do the next step. The next step is I'm going to slowly rotate the pipette. Now when you slowly rotate the pipette while your forefinger is on it, you'll notice that the little meniscus line will slowly move down the neck of the pipette until it reaches this point here. So the meniscus is sitting just above the etched line. Once we've done that, we firmly keep our forefinger on top of the pipette and we take it out of the solution we're transferring and place it into the conical flask. Now the conical flask, remember, we've previously rinsed with distilled water, and now we are putting the solution, sitting it into the conical flask. We take our finger off and we will then allow the solution to fall out into the conical flask. Now when we let the solution fall out, we let gravity pull it out. We don't blow it out. We just let it fall into the bottom of the conical flask. We remove the pipette upwards a little bit, and then we just touch the tip of the pipette to the surface of the water to make sure that the last drop is the last drop that can possibly get out has come out of the pipette. You'll notice when you take the pipette away from the solution, there will still be, right at the tip, about 1/2 centimetre of liquid still sitting there. That's fine. It has been calibrated. When we have that much liquid left at the tip, all the way up to the etch line, that is 10 milliliters for that distance, or 25 milliliters if it's a 25 milliliter pipette. So we've done that. Now we have transferred the liquid. We've put an aliquot, or a certain amount of volume. In this case, let's say it was 10 mils, and we've put it into the conical flask. And the last step to be prepared to go and carry out our titration is to add a few drops of indicator. In this case, I'm going to add 5 drops. So they are the steps that we need to do to transfer a specific volume of liquid into our conical flask to be prepared for our titration. We have placed a certain aliquot or amount of liquid into the conical flask, and now we can carry out an accurate titration. Okay, be sure to find the next video on titrating that will go through the steps that you need to carry out to perform an accurate titration. And subscribe, like the video if you find it helpful and you want to watch more videos that will help you be successful in your chemistry. Thank you.